Did Erika Kirk actually know about Charlie's shooting before it even took place? Hold on tight, everyone, because this whole situation just became wild.
I think Micky was promised or told or encouraged that he would become the new Charlie, and it is a fact that that was the #1 sentiment that we received from our Turning Point USA insiders following Charlie's assassination.
That's when Micky started calling me. He called me within seconds.
I called Erika. I just remember it rang like 3 or 4 times. I didn't know what to say. Those are the words that will change someone's life forever, and you have to be the one to say.
Micky, in less than a second, does something that I find to be quite strange. He puts his phone to his ear, and he begins a conversation.
So listen to this. Word on the street is that some supposedly leaked text messages suggest Erika Kirk and a few people close to Charlie Kirk might have known that the fateful day was going to be his final one. And if these whispers hold any truth, they could have even been involved in setting it up. We're dealing with odd behavior from figures inside Turning Point USA. Hidden meetups and timelines that simply refuse to line up. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss a single thing I'm about to reveal, because it will flip everything you believed about Charlie Kirk's assassination.
How does he react after Charlie gets shot? Let's watch how he reacts. Micky is still there, phone in hand, still filming, still texting, still talking. Charlie is about to be killed. Micky's still standing loyally by, right there. And then let's watch him walk away. So he goes behind it, and he comes out right here. He just walks away. There he is, walking away.
Wow.
So there he is, walking away. That's him.
Candace Owens came out straight up yesterday and said that this was an inside job. People are suspicious because of inconsistencies and lies like this. Which was it? Was it within seconds, as Erika said? Or was it later after Micky gathered himself, as Blake said? This can be easily clarified if Micky McCoy would just release his call logs. That's it. Transparency. Clear your name.
All right, let's be honest. The rumor has been running nonstop ever since Charlie Kirk was killed. We've heard absolutely everything, haven't we? From deep state plots to mysterious lawmakers calling for a hit. The conspiracy theories practically form their own universe. But in every one of these outrageous narratives, one name keeps landing right at the center. Erika Kirk, Charlie's own wife. For whatever reason, the collective internet brain has zeroed in on her, dissecting every move she's made since the tragedy as suspicious. The steady composure, the rapid promotion to CEO, the oddly staged crying clips. Everything just seemed off to people, not matching the messy, overwhelming storm of grief we normally expect. But for the longest time, that's all it was, a hunch, a cluster of strange feelings and coincidental details. Nothing concrete.
No undeniable proof.
At least not until now. So, check this out. Supposedly, a new bombshell has just landed. Leaked messages from Micky McCoy's wife have apparently come to light. And what's inside them suggests that certain individuals within Charlie's closest circle might have had advance awareness of the event. Let me say that again. These supposed messages hint that people near Charlie Kirk knew something was coming before it actually unfolded. If this turns out to be real, it flips everything on its head. This isn't just about odd reactions after the tragedy anymore. This is about foreknowledge. This directly strengthens the theory that this wasn't some random burst of violence, but a planned operation coming from inside his own circle. Now, for anyone who's just tuning into this whole saga, you need to understand who Micky McCoy is, because he plays a crucial role in all of this. Micky was Charlie Kirk's longtime chief of staff at Turning Point USA. And even more importantly, he was standing right beside Charlie on that stage when the shots were fired. And it's what he did in those first few seconds that has become a huge point of scrutiny. Viral video clips, reviewed frame by frame, reveal something downright unsettling.
Pastor Rob McCoy's son, his name is Mike McCoy, and you're going to see what he does, not in the seconds following Charlie getting shot, but in less than 1 second after Charlie gets shot. These are not seconds, less than 1 second.
While everyone around him is diving for cover, screaming, or frozen with fear, Micky McCoy remains completely still. He doesn't hit the ground. He doesn't move toward his boss, who is right there on the floor. Instead, in one smooth motion, he pulls out his phone and raises it to his ear.
was behind the tent when Charlie got shot, and Mikey, in less than a second, does something that I find to be quite strange. He puts his phone to his ear and he begins a conversation. So we're going to watch that clip in its entirety. Mark is going to bring it in.
Now, here's the detail that shifts this from merely odd to downright suspicious. A digital forensics breakdown of the footage measured his reaction time. Mikey's phone was already pressed to his ear within 834 milliseconds of the gunshot. That's under a single second. There is literally no physical way he could have glanced at his screen, found a contact, and hit call. The phone was already active. He was connected instantly. Then he just walks. He slowly and smoothly steps away from the chaos, slipping behind a tent while continuing his conversation, even as his friend and boss is lying on the stage, bleeding out. This kind of behavior is so wildly out of sync with the reality of the moment that it resists any straightforward explanation.
So when this clip was brought, there we go, we're tracking that. Yeah, when the clip was brought to my attention, I obviously have a file, a big folder of files of every angle, and I decided to track Mikey from every angle available to see, like, maybe we just missed it, and he did at some point put that phone down, dial a number, speed dial, hold down one, I don't know. Maybe we missed it. Because that seems automatic, right? 0.834, that seems pretty quick. And no, he doesn't do that. We even have him in front of Charlie's car. When Charlie is brought to the car, the waiting car rather, he is still on the phone.
But what made the situation look even worse was the reaction from Turning Point USA and its supporters. In the days that followed, they rolled out a full-blown PR effort to glorify Mikey, throwing around words like amazing, brilliant, and heroic. And people immediately asked, heroic for what? What exactly had he done that was so brilliant?
Justin's the CFO, chief financial officer, and Mikey's the chief of staff. And I'm watching, the minute Charlie was shot, he called me, says, Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray. It's okay, son. He has wits about him. He was just directing. He had blood all over him. And
two things I want you to remember here. You may have caught that, but he said, I was watching. And the minute Charlie got shot, he called, and Micky McCoy says to his dad, Charlie's been shot, pray for him. He says the minute, maybe he's being a little hyperbolic. We're going to find out. I'd certainly like to find out. But he stops himself. He says, I was watching. Watching what exactly? What were you watching? I remember that. It's rubbing me the wrong way.
Now, this is the point where the mystery shifts from suspicious to what in the world is actually happening, because we now have a direct, on-record contradiction, and it's a huge one. You have Erika Kirk, Charlie's own widow, claiming in a Fox News interview that Micky McCoy called her just seconds after the shooting. And this lines up almost perfectly with the viral footage everyone saw of Mikey holding his phone to his ear immediately.
Find out Charlie had been shot.
Was at my mom's doctor's appointment. I have my phone and I see the video come in of him flinging out the hats. And I said, Mom, look, it started. So we saw the hats being flung. I put my phone down and it was on silent, so I had no reason to look back at it. I moved my mom, I went back to grab my phone, and that's when Mikey started calling me. Called me within seconds.
I called Erika. I just remember it rang like 3 or 4 times. I didn't know what to say. Those are the words that will change someone's life forever, and you have to be the one to say it.
But then you have Turning Point USA's executive producer, Andrew Kvet, offering a completely different version. He insisted that Mikey wasn't on a call at all. According to him, Mikey was simply in shock, holding the phone to his ear as a stunned, reflexive reaction to the loud noise.
Allegations here is that they think they're alleging that he was on the phone immediately. He was not. He was taking social videos, which he would send to our group chat, which we would then put on Charlie's social while the event was happening, so you could see like the crowd come in or his interactions. And we were only 2 questions into this event, so he was still getting it out to all the chats he needed to do, which he did at every event. He turns around, and it was so blaringly loud, I'm told. You would know this better than I, but this is what I'm told. It was so blaringly loud, and he was so shell-shocked, he put his fingers in his ear, but his phone was still in his hand. He walks away.
So, let's spell this out. We now have 2 official but completely contradictory accounts coming from the same side. Either Erika is being truthful about that crucial phone call, or TPUSA is. This isn't some minor discrepancy. It's a core contradiction about a pivotal moment in the investigation. And the fact that Micky McCoy still hasn't released his call logs to settle this once and for all, that, for many people, is the most suspicious detail of all.